as the spouse, my risk assessment's a lot different than Dillon's. How much risk I want to take on is way different from yours.
Yeah.
And this happened all through your whole career of, hey, this might be a risky thing. And I tend to be like, can we play it safe? Just seeing the valleys of seeing the $700 in the bank account and seeing COVID happen. I'm a little bit more like, let's play it safe. And I think you're a little bit of a more of a risk taker. And I think that combination works really, really well, because I think it helps you think through things a little bit more, and it helps me to trust a little bit more and not rely on ourselves.
Yeah, I'm a thoughtful optimist.
You don't do stupid things.
No. But I am optimistic. I'll tell Anna all the time, like, hey, I'm going to make this much a year. And Anna's like,
I don't tell you, no, you're not.
You don't, but you know what you always say?
We'll see.
We'll see. Or I hope so.
I think the challenge helps an entrepreneur.
You're not disagreeing. You're not arguing with me. Your we'll see is just the safe bet of, okay, like we'll see. But if it's something where you have always been, when it comes to actually risk, and this is so important, if you are the entrepreneur, your risk tolerance is way higher than your spouse, most likely.
It has to be, right? For an entrepreneur, don't they have to have
Unless
a good risk
both
tolerance?
of you and your spouse are entrepreneurs. If she isn't, you need to understand when you talk to your spouse, she or he is feeling the pressure that you might not be feeling.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, you see the vision that they might not see yet.
Right. I just know how much eggs are costing nowadays.
What?
You know, like I see the grocery bills.
Oh, sure.
And like the daily things that we spend money on. And I'm like,
Eggs.
dude, do you know how much eggs are?
Yeah, like $6. It's crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. But like you see the present things that are going to cost you guys money, whereas you're looking 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road. But if you don't look 5 years down the road, where's your business even going?
Right.
You know? So you have to have that.
I mean, you just have to listen to each other.
Yeah. Do you think it's easier as a single person it might be easier to start a business?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think the nice thing about having a spouse is if both of you can work, I mean, man, you can make anything possible. If your spouse can be working and
It's a
you
lot
living off
less
their
stress.
spouse, it's a lot less stress. So if you guys maybe don't have kids yet, or you have family in the area that the family can watch kids and allow you guys to work and and make it happen, I think it's easier at that point if both spouses are bought in
Or
to
if
each other.
you have a savings.
Or if you have a savings as an individual. I mean, I think if you have family, like I live with my grandma for the first 3 months to get this thing started. So I think that you can be more creative and do things like that.
There's also a lot less stress, because if you fail, you just fail yourself, versus if you fail, you're failing your spouse as well and your kids.
But I think it's a beautiful thing of like that stress
when
forced me to work harder.
It did. And when you succeed, our family succeeds. And that's just you have more celebration too.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Is there anything else that we forgot? I mean, we talked a lot about it takes time, budgeting, communication, listening to each other, sharing the vision, being patient with the spouse if their risk tolerance isn't with yours.
Yeah.
And like she said, I don't know how much eggs are really. I have no idea. But like I see the vision where our agency is going to go, and I'm super excited for it. And she sees like, okay, well, we have a baby coming. We have to buy clothes. We have to buy diapers. We have to do this. And I'm like, it's fine. You know, we're going to make this thing successful. If you're having this conversation with your spouse, actively listening to each other.
Yeah. I think just good communication. You can do this. And that's the nice thing is like, I don't think we're necessarily anything special, and we've made it like survive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you've done amazingly well. I think you're special.
Thank you.
But
my mom said I'm special.
You are. But I think that this is doable for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You know, if this is your vision and this is what you want to do and your spouse is on board, then go for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really kind of good way to kind of end us off here. Let's give some advice to the spouse that maybe their risk tolerance isn't as high.
Yeah.
And maybe they're double thinking everything. What would be some advice to them right now?
I think the love that you have for your spouse, your partner, whatever, you should help them try to achieve their goals and their dreams in any way that you can. And I think putting some trust into them and letting them fall on their face a little bit and then letting them succeed, you're making them into a better person too, and a better career person. I think that's healthy. I think that the valleys and the issues that you go through in an entrepreneurial context is going to draw you closer together as a partnership, because while they are an entrepreneur, you're involved in that partnership. You play a role of some kind. You're never just kind of like, it's your thing. And if that's your attitude, I think that's going to be very difficult to allow your spouse or partner to succeed, because you're not going to really see them at their best when you're just like, I'm out of this. You fall on your face, it's on you. I'm just the backup. That's not how any relationship works anyway.
He or she is not just jumping into a career. You both are.
Yeah.
Like, I was not just jumping into insurance. We were jumping into insurance even before I asked you to work with me.
Yeah.
There was a understanding that whatever you need, we'll make this work because I want to support you.
Right.
That was great. I mean, anything else you want to add? Because if not, that was literally perfect.
No, just good communication. And I think that the biggest thing for you, because if they're not succeeding in a couple of months, as the less risk tolerance person, you're going to be like, all right, go do something else. I think having that conversation of how long will I let them stay here and how long will I encourage them to keep going is vital, because we had said 2 years.
Yep.
I never was like in October, hey, think about doing something different here, because we already had that conversation. And once you get to the 2-year mark, if things are still struggling, maybe that's a good opportunity to have that conversation. But those two things, just being supportive and connecting with them on that long-term goal.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. So let me talk to the entrepreneur. You talk to the spouse.
Yeah.
Let me talk to the entrepreneur, and let's close this thing out. I wrote 2 things down. If you are the entrepreneur in the relationship, the only way that works is if you think through what you're doing. You have a good plan in place. You make sure that if it's a product you're selling, it's a good product. You have a good organization you're joining. If you're starting a company, you've done your business plan. You've had it checked. You've made sure that your ducks are in a row. Like, you've done the work that deserves that respect and that care and that support. The only way what you're saying works is if the entrepreneur has put thought behind it and they're ready to give it 150%.
150, not 100.
No, if you're the entrepreneur, you need to be patient with your spouse or whoever you're with and let them understand it's going to take time to like be okay with that decision. Like, a spouse might be supportive, but their tendency might be to like tell you to quit. Like, be patient with them, be patient with their risk tolerance. And honestly, actions speak a lot louder than words. The moment in our marriage in December of 2018, when I made that much money in 1 month, that was the moment for you that was like, oh dang.
Oh, it can work.
It can work.
Yeah.
But you were kind for 6 months ahead of time. There was nothing in the previous 6 months that told you this could work.
Yeah.
Until that month.
The only thing that I knew that could work is you.
Yeah, I did work.
You worked, your whole 6 months was just work, except for our wedding and honeymoon. If it can happen, he can make it happen. It's just we're waiting to see it happen.
Yeah, and that was earned. That wasn't just because you loved me. That was just you watched me work.
Yeah.
And so that's the second point. So number 1, think through whatever you're going to jump into. Don't make it willy-nilly. Don't do it last second. Think through it. Think through the pros and cons. Talk to somebody already in that career. Talk to somebody already in that business. If you want to start selling insurance, call your uncle that sells insurance. Talk to your friend that sells insurance. Actually get a good view of, for example, I have somebody that I'm trying to get to join our agency right now, and I suggested that me and you go out with him and his wife.
Yeah.
Because I want them to be able to talk to somebody that's done it already before they make a big decision for their family.
And to hear some of the horror stories and then hear the successes.
Yeah.
Because you have to be prepared for rock bottom, because it will come with every entrepreneurial endeavor. I think with Derek, I mean, he talked about it on your last podcast. It will hit rock bottom at some point, and how are you guys going to navigate that so that you can come out on top, make it succeed?